Hey everybody, this is Brandon from Ageras, and today we are talking about the W-2 tax form. Looking for an easy way to find an accountant for your small business? Head to Ageras.com to receive your 3 free quotes from our large source of trusted accounting professionals. Ageras, finding an accountant has never been easier. So what exactly is a W-2? Well, a W-2 is an informational tax form you get from your employers that shows not only the amount of money that you've made within a year, but how many taxes were withheld during that time as well. So the W-2 can be broken down into 3 different parts: the left, the right, and the bottom, each with their own speciality. So the left side of the form will report personal information about the taxpayer, such as the social security number, the employer EIN, and the employer address. Now the right side of the form reports employee earnings and federal tax information. Lastly, the bottom of the form reports local and state tax information. Now we're going to break it down box by box. Each box serves its own purpose for giving important information about your earnings. Some boxes also contain important code for the IRS to give more information about their source. Now taking a look at it first glance, the form looks really confusing, a bunch of random numbers and letters. We're going to go through and break down each box so you have a better understanding of which one means what. Starting off with box 1, this is the total amount of earnings you've received with tips, wages, and other compensations. Box 2 is how much federal tax income you've had withheld out of your paychecks throughout the year. Now box 3 is the amount of earnings from box 1 that are subject to social security tax. And box 4 is the amount of social security tax withheld. Now box 5 is similar to box 3, that's the total amount of earnings subject to Medicare tax. And box 6 is the amount of Medicare tax withheld. Box 7 is the amount of reported tip earnings subject to social security tax. And box 8 is the amount of tips not reported that are now allocated to you by the employer. Box 10 is the amount of dependent care benefits. 11 is the amount distributed by your employer's deferred compensation plan. 12 provides more detail about the amount of earnings in box 1 using code determined by the IRS. Box 13 indicates if the earnings were taxable. 16 is the amount of earnings subject to state income tax. 17 is the amount of state income tax withheld. 18 is the amount of earnings subject to local tax, and 19 is the amount of local tax withheld. And box 20 is the name of the city or state relevant in box 19. Now, who exactly gets a W-2? Well, if you are or were an employee for a company in the last year and you earned more than $600 within that year, you'll be getting a W-2. All employers are required to send a W-2 form to all salaried employees. Now, if you're a freelancer, independent contractor, or other kind of self-employed worker, you'll be getting a 1099 form instead of a W-2. Now, how will you get a W-2 from your employer? Well, your employer is required to either mail it to you or make your W-2 available for you to view online. If you're an employer, you can get blank W-2 forms from either the IRS or from your local office supply store. You shouldn't go onto the IRS website and grab the form from there because that is a sample document that shouldn't be used for official printing. Now, employers are required to send W-2 forms on or before January 31st, so you should be getting yours in the mail by mid-February. If you wanted one earlier, say if you got let go or you quit your job, you can request one from your employer and they can provide you one within 30 days. While you're filing your personal tax return, it's important to double check your work and check for accuracy. There's a lot of information on your W-2 and you don't want to get any of that mix-matched. Also, while you're filing, you need to make sure you have all of your W-2s and you're reporting all of those on your tax return. If you worked multiple jobs, you might have multiple W-2s and it's important that you report all of those. If you're an employee, there are some issues that could appear on your W-2 form that you want to double check, such as a misspelled name, misspelled social security number, or incorrect wages. Now, if you receive a mistake on your W-2, don't panic. You can report the mistake to the IRS and fill out a substitute form, which is form 4852. Lastly, if you do get a mistake on your W-2 form, make sure you consult a tax specialist and they'll be able to work through it with you. If you're looking for a tax professional to assist with your taxes, whether you're a small business or an individual, be sure to head over to Ageras.com. We'll be able to get you 3 free quotes from accountants that'll be able to assist you with your tax needs. So thank you very much for joining me today as we go over the W-2 tax form. If you liked the video, be sure to like it, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. Lastly, if you have any questions about W-2 or any kind of accounting in general, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. This has been Brandon from Ageras. Thank you very much for watching.